Something that has to warm up before you use it, sir.
How about your wife?
Hey YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? I'm on one of my other accounts. I'm on my gaming account. And it's like I want to show you that I don't subscribe to myself because I don't want to cheat the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from a game and I didn't subscribe to my my idea of beauty channel. You know what I mean? Like I said, and those channels I didn't subscribe to each other or to this gaming channel. It's just I didn't want to cheat like that. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna get subs, I'll get subs. If I don't, I don't. But this is a special shout out to two people that surprised the fuck out of me. Literally surprised me. Every now and then I'll run across a person or some people that say something that I have said. I'm talking about verbatim. I'm talking about they said it just the way I said it on the same topic that I was talking about, that I was saying my shit about or on. And I get tickled. I'm just like, oh wow, somebody thinks the way that I think. And I'm telling you, part of my disclaimer is, you know, I want anybody who's gonna watch my videos to question everything that I say, do their own research on whatever I'm talking about. And I want them to form an opinion. And with that opinion, you know, either share it with me, but especially share it with other people, because you never know if there's someone out there who's thinking the way that you think. And it's fucked up to feel alone in a crowded room. Meaning, I don't care if it's just you and a friend, you and a family member. You know, if they don't think the way that you do, you know what I mean? You might be like, damn, man, I wish you did. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. You may not think like the other person. Y'all might, you know, share some thoughts together. But ultimately, you know what I mean, their personality and the way they think about things, you know what I'm saying, you're just not on that same vibe. And y'all might, you know, still kick it and bond and, you know what I'm saying, have, you know, certain other reasons to be with each other, but y'all just really don't think alike on a lot of things that really matter to you or vice versa. And that's okay. But when you come across somebody who repeats the same, who says the same shit that you have said, and you've never met them before, you know what I'm saying, they've never heard you, and you've never heard them, it's just boom, you know, just randomly you're like, oh shit, there's, you know, you hear them saying that shit. It's like, it puts me in the feeling that I'm in right now. You know, I am so fucking happy to know that somebody has said something that I have said before, and they didn't get it from me. You know what I'm saying? They got it from their own experiences out of life. And these are two people that are on a topic that I really like, and that's, you know, relationships and love and children. So, who are these people? Well, let me introduce you. You got Dre and Bree. This is Bree, and this is Dre. Alright, they got 49 videos. They got shorts, and they have videos. I came across their videos maybe a week ago, and after the second or third video, I left them a message, and I told them, I am going to binge watch your videos. And I started with the very first one. And when I watched this very first one, I left a comment and I was like, yo, you and everybody at that table could form y'all's own community. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can, you know, put your money together. You know what I'm saying? Educate yourself on homesteading and the laws about, about coming together and forming a community. You know what I'm saying? And once you get that community formed, it's like everybody's there because it's the idea that it takes a village to raise a child. And then you go with like the movie 300 with the Spartans, and you know what I'm saying, they weeded out the weak kids from the strong kids in order to have a strong society, starting from, from infancy. I mean, I am a straight up believer in fuck them kids. You can have more kids. And if you can't have kids on your own, you can adopt kids. And these people here, this man and this woman here, it's like a video about, them starting a family, navigating loss, about a miscarriage, a loss on, miscarriage, and how to be better. He did his own individual about how to be a better husband, how to lead your wife without controlling her. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these topics here. I mean, if you go through my video list, you'll see that I have talked about these topics as well. And it's like, man, I was so turned up. I was so excited to just sit back and listen. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to their videos while I was doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me back in the day when you just turn the radio on and you be house cleaning and shit like that, and you listen to the commercials, you listen to the music. If there's a little interview or a discussion about something, you just let it play while you're doing whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I still do that shit today. I pick and choose what I want to listen to. And when I was listening to these two right here, it's like, man, it's like, I agree with this, I agree with that. It's like, me too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you think that way? Me too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I had those moments, I was like, oh, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had that little chuckle that, hell yeah, all right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, let me rewind this back, because I was giggling too much, you know what I mean? And a lot of the videos, I would stop it and rewind it back, depending on what kind of background noise there was, or depending on if I started drifting off into a thought because of the example that, that they was talking about. It's like, oh man, I started reminiscing, and then I'm like, okay, let me go back and let me, finish listening to what they're saying. I didn't want to assume anything. I want to be like, okay, I heard it, but I didn't hear it. You know what I mean? Because I knew I was going to do a shout out, and I didn't want to get information wrong. But it's like, man, when I was younger, I had a plan. And I got this plan because I had watched other people do things that they didn't like the outcome. And I seen them try it over and over again with different people, with different situations. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, okay. Well, I want to try that, but I don't want to do it the way they did because of the outcome they came with. I'm scared of that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when give me an example, dunking. Here I am, 6'2", and whenever I used to go to the basketball court at 6'2", being a 6'2" tall man, I would get up in the air, and I get up high enough, but consciously, it's like I'm picturing people who have hit the rim with the ball, and they've fallen flat on their back and hit their heads. And I'm like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I could fuck myself up for real. So that fear kicks in, and I just, lay it up, do a layup, just tap the ball in. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a volleyball player. When I used to play volleyball, I get up higher than the defense, and I just tap the ball around. I fake like I'm going to spike it, then I just tap it. You know what I'm saying? And it'll go to the left or to the right of somebody's hands, or it might go in the middle, you know what I mean? But, hey, the advantage was I was jumping higher than them. So anyway, it's like that with real life. It's like, okay, you know, when I meet somebody, shit, I was like, this is another chance for me to, follow the ideas that I have gotten so far, and I only hope that this person is going to be down enough to, to try some of these ideas out, and let's see where they can take us, type shit. And I still ended up being single. And then, I'm not pointing the finger at these people. You know what I'm saying? At these women. It's one of those things where I wasn't always obedient to myself. I wasn't always disciplined enough to stay on track. You know what I mean? It's like dude was like, how to be a better how to lead his, is it lead? Yeah, how to lead his wife. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, I picked up the whole ideology of, or the whole idea of, I picked up that whole idea of, man, I can't teach a grown person shit. Because every time I try to talk to grown people about themselves or about shit that could help them understand me. Hi.
I'm just gonna update your board, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, I would talk to folks about, ideas that I had that could, better, that could help us or help them. And by them being grown, they'd be like, nah, whatever. So I'm like, well, shit, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you do. You know what I mean? I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've only watched people, and I've only tried the things that you were trying to do, and I was successful. But if you don't like the way I did it, I can't make you do shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to hear me out, then fuck it. You know what I mean? Because I hate wasting my energy, man. I hate wasting my time on people or situations. It's like, fuck it then. You know what I mean? I'm quick to say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, anyway. So me being in and out of relationships is based off of that too. That's why I can't sit back and point my finger at women that I dated and be like, it was just their fault. Because, it's just things that I wasn't willing to, change about myself, that was bumping heads with the way that they wasn't willing to change, you know what I mean? But these two people right here, I'm giving them a shout out because they're taking their differences and their mission is to stay together. So that overrides the whole, he thinks this way, she thinks this way, and it overrides the whole, okay, we just bumped heads, so what are we going to do now type shit. Well, what are we going to do now is we're going to stay together regardless. You know what I'm saying? Our ideas are bumping, but over time, you know what I'm saying, given the time permitted for each situation, we're going to find, a common ground, an answer, so that we're both happy with the answer, that type shit. And so they go in detail about things in their life and experiences they went through, and they did it in these videos right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're going to upload more. It's like a day ago they uploaded this video. You know what I mean? So they stayed current, 4 days, 8 days, like every 3-4 days they had uploaded a video. So they stay current, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? There may be a day when, life just takes over and they don't have time to record videos, but all this right here, all this history of experiences that they went through together is going to be here on YouTube until it's taken down. And people can still come to these videos when they need suggestions, when they're like, okay, it's like, man, does my way of thinking actually work? And if it works for one person, it might work for another. But I'm going to get off here because I'm getting distracted by the noises in the background. But I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Hope you have a good morning. come and check out Smiths on Demand and get that motivation that you might need when it comes down to relationships and individual growth. You know what I'm saying? Best believe they had to grow as individuals, and they got to grow as a couple. You know what I'm saying? And they got a video on, about how they first met. They got another video. Have another video about like not having sex before marriage. Things like that it's like, wow, people actually do think that way. And it's like, for me, I thought that way too. And I got stories to tell. But anyway, check out their stories. You have a good day. Peace.
Give them prayer hands, say what's up America. Half of you should know me, right? Other half I rep